was I to do? I was hooked on you. You know I like the way you move. You know I like the way you groove. You cheated. Oh, oh. You cheated. Oh. People used to say to me, take a chance on love team. I just used to say to them, I'm a boy, not a man. But now that I'm that little bit older, and all my nights are a little bit colder, without you in my life, my babe, I think that I might go insane. But you cheated on me, babe, and that I won't take. All those times, I never thought you'd make me cry. What was I to do? I was hooked on you. You know I like the way you move. You know I like the way you groove. You cheated. Oh, oh. You cheated. Oh. I don't know how you sleep at night. You kept your secret out of sight. But when I opened up my eyes, it wasn't hard to realize we were one, now we are two, and there's nothing I can do. I hope you're glad you got your way. I hope someday you'll feel my pain. I can't believe you did this to me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought that you and me were meant to be. All our good times and laughter are memories now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But I'm sure I'll get through this somehow. But you cheated on me, babe, and that I won't take. All those times, I never thought you'd make me cry. What was I to do? I was hooked on you. You know I like the way you move. You know I like the way you groove. Oh, oh. You cheated. Oh, oh. You cheated. All our good times and laughter are memories now. But I'm sure I'll get through this somehow. You cheated on me, babe, and that I won't take. All those times, I never thought you'd make me cry. What was I to do? I was hooked on you. You know I like the way you move. But you cheated on me, babe, and that I won't take. All those times, I never thought you'd make me cry. What was I to do? I was hooked on you. You know I like the way you move. You know I like the way you groove. You know I like the way you move. You know I like the way you groove. Oh, oh. You cheated. Oh, oh. You cheated on me, babe.
And you're very welcome back to the Irish Psychic Show. Don't forget you're listening to the podcasted version of the Irish Psychic Show, February the 6th, 2015. Well, I'll continue on with regarding the questions that have been sent in. And there have been loads of questions sent in for tonight's show. So again, if you've posted a question via Facebook or via my website, who knows, you could be getting your answers here on the Irish Psychic Show. Okay, so the next person I'd like to read for, and thank you very much for all the people who've got in touch. The next person is Dominique Devour, and Dominique has just asked the question, I honestly really just want to know if me and my boyfriend are going to last. No problem at all, Dominique, and thank you very much as well for sending in your question. I'm going to use the fortune cards for this particular question along with regarding the tarot. So I'm going to start off with regarding the tarot. So again, I'm just asking Spirit to connect with regarding your energy and with regarding your boyfriend's energy as well. And as you can hear, I'm just shuffling the cards now. And when they tell me to stop, I'll stop shuffling the cards and I'll lay out the cards for your reading. Okay, they just told me to stop, Dominique. I'm just laying out the cards now. And the first card out is actually the Six of Cups in the reverse position, which is the relationship card. I also have the Temperance card here in the reverse position. And that's kind of, I suppose, there's always, I suppose, a storm before a calm is kind of the message, you know, there from Spirit. But I'm just going to see with regarding the fortune cards as well, just to see what they have to say. But usually when the Six of Cups comes up in the reverse position, that's kind of the answer will be no to that particular question. So I'm just going to see from... Okay. Okay, so the cards that are after coming up here with regarding the fortune cards here, Dominique, are I have the Anchor card in the reversed position, and I also have the Tower card here in the reversed position. The Anchor card is always to do with stability within the relationship, and I think that's exactly what any relationship should have, is the stability, and obviously that you should trust your boyfriend and you should be looking into the future, etc. But because the Anchor card come up in the reversed position along with the Tower card is always the destruction around the situation. And it's like if they're kind of giving me the message here that you've given him enough, and it's like if you've given him enough chances, it's kind of the message that I'm actually getting here, Dominique. So I hope that makes sense, and unfortunately, I suppose just to answer your question, the answer would be no to that question. But by all means, please get in touch with me if you'd like a private reading. I can do that for you, and again, just simply log on to irishpsychic.net and then click on the reading that you'd like to purchase. And thank you very much as well for getting in touch with me here on the show. The next person is Hayley Sky Carney, and you're in the United States. You're very welcome to the show, Hayley. And Hayley has just asked the question, what does the next 6 months look like for me? I'd love to do the next 6 months, Hayley, but unfortunately I can't because we're kind of stuck for time. But what I will do is I'll just see what comes up with regarding the tarot. So I'm just asking Spirit to connect with regarding your energy. And again, when they tell me to stop, I'll stop shuffling the cards. Okay, so they just told me to stop. I'm just looking at the cards now. Okay, the cards that are after coming up here, Hayley, are I have the Black Magician, which is one of the major cards. Again, a major card just means that there's a higher significance placed on these particular cards. I also have the 8 of Swords, and that's in the upright position. And I also have the 9 of Coins, and that's in the upright position. And the 9 of Coins in the upright position is always where financial flow is concerned, and usually it's with regarding a business idea or a business proposal. I'm not too sure, Hayley, if you've been thinking of setting up something new, but if you have been, the answer is yes to that particular question. Along with regarding the Black Magician, they're kind of saying here, don't hold off and don't kind of hold back. You may find that there's kind of the weight on your shoulders, and you might be thinking that there's a lot of people around you at the moment kind of, I suppose, giving you that negativity where they're kind of saying, you know what, it's not going to work, it's not going to happen, etc. But I feel that the answer will be yes, that I think that it will work. So again, just to answer your question, if you were thinking of setting up something new, the answer would be go for it there in relation to Spirit. So I hope that makes sense, Hayley, and thank you very much as well for sending in your question as well to the show. Okay, we'll continue on, and the next person I'd like to read for and it is Louise Heaton, and Louise has just asked the question, I seem to be fighting a losing battle with one particular person. Is this 14-year friendship completely over? No problem at all, Louise, and thank you very much. And Louise is a regular listener of the show, so I'm just shuffling the cards. And again, when they tell me to stop, Louise, I'll stop shuffling the cards, which was just now. I'm looking at the cards now. You're just asking the question there, I seem to be fighting a losing battle with one particular person. Is this 14-year friendship completely over? Okay, so they're kind of saying here, Louise, the ball is in your court at the moment, because I have the Wheel card here, and the Wheel card is in the upright position, and I also have the Lover's card, and the Lover's card is always about choosing a path. I suppose the best thing that I can advise you is, if you're not getting, I suppose, the connection with regarding this friendship, and you're not being listened to by this friend, well, then you have to kind of look at kind of stepping back a little bit and not be putting all your own energy into the situation, because I suppose the more you're doing, the more it's going to affect the relationship in terms of, you can see it from, their point of view, that they're not giving as much as you're giving. So it can only be kind of emotional for you, especially after this friendship, and especially, after that length of time, you would have thought that everything would have been okay. And I'm sure you were the person that was kind of there for them in the past, and I suppose you're kind of thinking out to yourself, well, what did I do? Sometimes people do go through different stages, and some people can go through different kind of, I suppose, feelings of depression, or they can feel kind of, lonely and things like that. And sometimes they just don't want someone around them, is kind of the message that I'm actually getting here from Spirit. Now I'm just going to shuffle the Oracle cards just to see what they have to say, because they might be able to shed further light on the situation. So I'm just shuffling the cards now. Okay, so they just told me to stop. Okay, and the first card that come up is the Raising Your Standards card. That's in the upright position. The second card that come up from the Oracle cards is the Self-Reliance card in the upright position. And the final card that come up is the New Opportunity card, and that's in the upright position. They're not necessarily kind of saying to walk away at this moment in time, Louise, but they are kind of indicating just to get on with your own business and not be putting all your own energy into this particular friendship, because again, when they'll kind of need you the most is when they'll come back to you. It may be no good at that particular stage, but again, you have the choice of what it is to do. You can either walk away from the situation then, or you can, obviously support your friend there. So I'm kind of left in two minds about it at the moment, but they're kind of indicating that it's not completely over at this moment in time. So I hope that makes sense, Louise, and thank you very much as well for sending in your question to the show. Okay, we'll continue on, and if you've sent in a question to the show, don't forget you could be getting it answered on tonight's show. And a lot of people, sometimes what they're doing is they're joining the event, but they're forgetting to post their question. So I'm not going to give you a reading if you don't post a question. So unfortunately, for all the people that have clicked join and have forgotten to post a question, please make sure that you always post a question into the event. And it's pretty straightforward. Once you are invited to the event, and to get invited to all these events, and they happen Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 11 p.m. But to get invited to these events, you need to be on Facebook, and you need to simply type in the Irish Psychic Radio Show. So that's then space, Irish space, psychic space, radio space, show. You will see the group, and there is over 1,000 members on that group. Once you've requested to join it, that's it. You have nothing to worry about. The next time you check your Facebook, you'll probably see an invite to the event, which takes place, like I've mentioned, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and then you simply post your question in that event. So I hope that makes sense, but it is pretty straightforward, and that is the easiest way in getting a reading here done on the Irish Psychic Show. Okay, so we'll continue on, and the next person that I'd like to read for, and this is quite a very serious question, so I'm going to actually answer this in the next part of the show, so stay tuned for that, and again, I will be answering that quite soon. But the next person I'd like to read for is Lisa Jamieson. And Lisa has just asked the question, can you see my life being like this forever? Will I get the support from the man in my life? No problem at all. And thank you very much, Lisa, for getting in touch with the show and posting your question. So I'm just shuffling the cards now. And again, when they tell me to stop, Lisa, I'll stop shuffling the cards. And if you've just joined me, by the way, you're listening to the podcast version of the Irish Psychic Show. The show is not live tonight, but I'm still answering all the questions on the show. Okay, so they just told me to stop, Lisa, and I'm just looking at the cards now, and you're just asking the question there, can I see your life being like this forever? Will I get the support from the man in my life? Okay, right. So what they're indicating here, again, I have the 6 of Cups in the reverse position. I also have the 10 of Scepters in the upright position, and I also have the Enchantress card in the upright position. The Enchantress card in the upright position is always the self-belief card, and again, it's one of the major cards, and the major cards always indicate there's a higher significance placed on these particular cards, followed by the Happiness card, and the Happiness card is otherwise known as the Sun card. The way I'm kind of getting the message here, Lisa, is not everyone knows what to do in the situation. So not a lot of people, I suppose, when they're going through kind of a turmoil within their own life and within their own relationships, etc., sometimes the person that we most think that's going to understand the problem does not understand it, and they don't understand what to do. So from a personal point of view, you can kind of think to yourself, well, this person shouldn't be with me because they don't know, or they don't know what to do, or they're not giving me enough support. Sometimes you need to be quite honest, and you need to be quite frank and quite open, and kind of let them know, listen, this is what's going on in my life. I am finding things quite difficult. Please, can you just do this? And maybe if it just means writing a letter, by all means do so, but let the person know exactly what's going on in your life, because again, it's very important that you let him know as well, because again, I do see kind of a positive outcome, but it's not going to be an easy outcome. It's like, you know, again, they're kind of indicating that there's kind of a wall stuck in place at the moment, and that wall is kind of the emotional barrier where that has to be broken down in order to get through to this particular person. So I hope that that has made sense, Lisa, and thank you very much as well for getting in touch with the show, and again, do let me know how it goes as well. And I would love to hear all your feedback as well. For anyone that has sent in their question to the show and they would like to leave their feedback, it is public feedback, so that goes for all the people who are listening into the show and who purchase private readings with me as well. They all leave public feedback, and the easiest way to leave that is just via my Facebook page, and that can be done via my website. So all you have to do is just go to irishpsychic.net. So once you've logged on to irishpsychic.net, you click on the Facebook feedback tab. So just go to www.irishpsychic.net, click on the Facebook feedback tab, and there you can see all the people who've commented with regarding questions from that, you know, have been answered either on the show or have been answered in private as well, and they'll leave their public feedback there. And it just lets everyone else know that, you know, what I do is real, but also it gives you the confirmation as well that if you are purchasing a private reading, hopefully, you know, lets you understand where and how I kind of do my readings as well, and what it is that I give, because it's quite interesting, because someone actually messaged me today on Facebook, and they asked, you know, I've got kind of ripped off before in the past with regarding other psychics, and my belief is, and my whole, you know, business plan, you know, with regarding anything that I do, is the person that purchases something from me should be happy. So, when you go to a psychic and you get a private reading with them, you need to be honest with yourself and kind of, connect with regarding what the person is actually telling you. Does this make sense to me? Is the person that, is reading for me, are they connecting to my energy? Are they connecting to, the situation that's going on in my life? A lot of psychics do charge a lot of money, so again, it doesn't necessarily mean that, the more you pay, the better the reading. Not necessarily at all.